Google and Palantir as they play in the playoffs for the After Hours Gaming League Season 2 Championship Bracket.
That's right, so that means that it is currently in Game 5 here.
Oh.
And who's playing in this match, Sean?
Well, Robert Paul Simpson, it is currently Tristan in the top left corner as the Palantir Pink Protoss.
And his opponent, he just won game number 4 to get his team into the ace match, playing as the Blue Terran representing Google,
now,
Jimbo.
One of the most important factors of this entire commentary is that given that it is Game 5, we need it to be quick because Rob has a flight to catch.
We are going to be cutting it so close, Sean.
That is absolutely true. I'm hoping you don't have checked baggage, Rob.
No, I carry no baggage.
That's right, you just get on the plane with money and buy clothes when you get there. The map is going to be Tal'Darim Altar. And, of course, because it is Tal'Darim Altar, that means that it is generally long-term play.
Oh, man, this could absolutely be a very long game, cutting it so close to the time that I need to board an airplane.
And it looks like Jimbo planning down his first barracks, could be going for a macro game, could be doing a mid-map cheese. Either way, Tristan planting down a pretty typically timed gateway on 13.
So nothing too out of the ordinary happening quite yet. We also have the refinery of Jimbo being laid down as well.
Ooh,
as
wow.
Tristan starts his scouting. Now tell us about that.
You know, this surprises me a little bit from Jimbo. Almost always on this map, what you end up seeing is a fast expansion. There's no ramp where you can easily defend with a bunker, so Terrans generally just opt to build a bunker outside the front, and since I'm building a bunker, I may as well expand anyways. So I would honestly say that Jimbo could very likely be going for a fast Hellion play, or more commonly a 1-1-1 in this situation.
Oh man, and a 1-1-1 push, as we saw a little bit earlier with a slight change, so that you actually just end up building medevac instead. That stuff can be strong.
Yeah. Yes. Undoubtedly true. I've said that what you say is true pretty much every time. You could just,
I don't tell lies, Sean.
You could be like, Sean, 8 clowns die in a fire every month, and I'd be like, that is a true statistic, Robert Simpson. I will not doubt the veracity of said claim. But I do want to note that, yes, it is true that the medevacs can do quite a bit of damage on this map, especially if you can get a good bit of pressure at the front and a little bit of a sneak drop action at the back. In the meantime, it looks like Mantra, a.k.a. Tristan the Man, is going for a Zealot.
Oh, man. And if you get a Zealot into that worker line early, you can do some serious, irreparable damage.
That is true.
Although it's going to be really hard for a Zealot to get past those 2 Marines.
That is true as well.
Because if he completed Starcraft Master, you learn how to kill a single Zealot with 2 Marines.
So true. We also have the Stalker being morphed in by Tristan. It looks like he still has 3 in gas. Has not taken Geyser number 2 and is advancing forward to take his expansion, it seems. Looks like no trickery is going on here. He just very much so wants his base up. Oh, and there it is, the Nexus being planted down. Jimbo also getting that bunker at the front as well. And this factory would very much so indicate that some sort of Banshee tech is incoming.
Oh, yes, indeed he do, because he has enough gas saved up to start that starport, and there it goes. Oh, that Stalker's now pushing up here in Mantra. A.k.a. Tristan's going to be able to get a bunch of information.
Oh, is he really? He's walking right on up the ramp. There is no ramp. We just walked by. And now it looks like he pulled back out, and looks like Tristan's going to have to do some pretty serious micro to kill off all of those units, but it looks like a single Hellion has revealed a little bit of the tech paths. You don't normally see a Hellion at that point in time unless your opponent is going for a starport. But will he have time to build the tech lab? Will he just plant it down? Or is he just going to go for the Hellion Medevac Marine push? MMA has popularized this build in this matchup as of late.
So we will find out soon enough. Meanwhile, Tristan has added on an additional gateway, 2 additional gateways, as a matter of fact. And it's also, I like that pylon placement.
It looks like he's very, very nervous about some sort of Hellion run-in. Now, I will note that that's exactly what's happening, and the Hero Pro leaves his post, you jerk! Tristan, with the spread out warp-in, does manage to get the Stalkers he needs in time to stay alive.
Man, Tristan just staying on top of everything, always. even advanced math problems. Now over here, Jimbo has placed down a command center, and he's also started a Banshee.
Is he getting any cloak? It looks like he is not.
He's saving up some minerals. He's got a lot of gas. We'll see. Yes, indeed.
Now it looks like the robotics facility is down for Tristan. He's going to need to spend a chrono boost on some observers to both get the observer out for the anti-cloak and, of course, to scout his opponent's base. The Hellion from Jimbo is planted in counterattack position, and Mantra can't really move out that much. He's essentially pinned back home. He can maybe do little spread outs like this to check out what's up, but this single probe checking the third is about all the information he has.
And playing in the dark is a tough way to play, because when your opponent has more information than you, they're going to be exploiting you so hard. And so that first Banshee actually just finished, and it's moving up the left side of the map.
Here he goes. Here he goes. Now, the 1-1-1 is a popular build, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Jimbo perform a 2-2-2. It looks like, no, there's the tech lab going down. Yeah, this could be a possibility, but with the armory,
whoa,
that could spell Thors.
Oh, man, and mass Thors can be tricky to deal with.
Looks like there's the Banshee heading on in. Tristan does have the one Stalker there in time, but a Banshee beats every unit in Starcraft in a one-on-one. So there needs to be backup. Oh no, he loses the Stalker. Tristan, where did your micro go? Did you leave it at home? Oh.
Well, fortunately, he's playing from home, so he is able to warp in those additional Stalkers and thwart off that Banshee.
That is true. It looks like he did manage to pick off that one single Hellion that did step on by. Coming to the Jimbo cam, it looks like Jimbo has no vision, no ability to aggress. Is just getting a single Raven, more Marines, and Expo. I don't know what happened to put this. There must be a cloud over the sun because it's very, very dark orbital command. With this one armory up, we could be seeing a Thor.
Perhaps that other command center placement triggered like a shadow or something like that. I don't know. That is wild. And the sun is actually coming from the other direction.
That's an interesting...
Because of where the shadows are.
That is an interesting design in the engine. Looks like Tristan does leave one single observer back in the main base. He's going to be doing a little bit of observer patrol, which, given Tristan's luck, means that the observer will always be in the wrong place at any given point in time.
And now it's looking like Tristan is moving to secure a third of his own, destroying those rocks, one Stalker shot and multiple Zealot slices at a time.
Now, if we go to the Tristan cam, we see that he actually doesn't have too much knowledge. He does see that there's this tank, this tech lab down. It could mean tanks. So Tristan is generally going to be doing a little bit more of two-basing emphasis. He's now getting down that Immortal, now getting ready to get a Colossus up as well, trying to deal with any sort of marine-heavy composition. And it looks like Jimbo from Team Google is indeed going for a mech mixture. The Banshee Marine. Ooh. Love this mixer, Banshee Thor.
And now, even though that Tristan is adding on Immortals, which would typically be great for just fighting a lot of Thors and other big things, Jimbo seems very prepared at the front of his base with those multiple bunkers.
Now, as a man with a flight to catch, Rob, you must be excited to see that this is going to a long macro game.
Oh, yes, it is.
Interestingly, a starport going down from Tristan.
Oh, well. That Stargate from Tristan could be pretty big in this upcoming... Man, you know what? Fully charged Void Rays fighting against Thors are really fun to watch.
Oh, I know. It totally makes them Thor losers. It's like Mantra. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like that Banshee now swinging on in. The Stargate, he sees the Stargate. It was just a scout Banshee checking out everything that's going on in the main base of Tristan.
What else do you use that energy for when your opponent has observers? Scouting.
Now, at this point in time, Jimbo is doing, I think, a very smart play. He's doing the swap with the factory, giving it a reactor, so that way he can begin Viking production to deal with this inevitable Colossus mix that Tristan is building up, and it looks like Phoenixes are going to be the choice from Tristan. Wants to have those Phoenixes to be able to lift any tanks that Jimbo throws down, also to pick off all the Banshees that he sees out on the map, and of course, to snipe that Raven.
Because if you eliminate that Raven... then he has no more Raven, Sean. And now out here we've got the Hellion moving around the left side. Fortunately, Tristan just hasn't started his third quite yet, so there's no information to be gained there. The Phoenix catches the Hellion as it moves across, but he does see all of the Colossus.
He just snips those Hellions apart the way that you would snip that thing that's on a six-pack of soda that they always tell you will choke ducks.
That's right, and you don't want all the ducks to die.
What is that thing called? The 6 plastic rings?
The holder. The ultimate drink holder, cheap thing, duck killer.
Yes, that is exactly the way that those Colossi dealt with those Hellions. Third now going down for Jimbo, right next to the pylon. Oh! Owned! Totally owned. There he is. Hold position. No problem.
Oh, no!
Oh, no! He's going to land it. Oh, no! Is he going to land it? Jimbo, does he notice? Oh! He lands it, and it looks like the Banshee now taking out the pylon.
Oh, man. So there's no more blocking there anymore, unfortunately, although Jimbo is bringing his entire force to eliminate any additional warbands.
Tristan morphs in 2 Stalkers, and Jimbo promptly cloaks. The Stalkers retreat, and it looks like the third is up and secure for Jimbo.
Oh, well. Now, Jimbo has a pretty massive army. Both of these players are quickly approaching maxed out supply. And Mantra, a.k.a. Tristan, has now established his third.
Yes, this is a very, very nice position to be in at this point in time. He has most of his tech up. He has a fairly intimidating force. He has the Phoenixes up to pick off those Banshees with relative haste. But now the question is, can he be able to put this pressure that he needs to on the expansion? He's, lining this attack up nicely with a finished charge upgrade, and SCVs taking so much damage.
Frying them left and right as Tristan gets a little handsy on the natural.
It looks like Tristan's going to pull back to that watchtower as Jimbo from Team Google transfers to his natural expansion. Jimbo continuing to try to gobble up as much gas as he can, taking yet another expansion command center. And I love the fact that the Google Terran has tried to emphasize Vikings at this point in the game. The Thors provide a nice core. Even getting Ghost in the mix. This is a Terran player that knows very well how to mech.
Oh man, and knowing just how effective EMP always is against any Protoss army.
Looks like the Zealots, they be rolling on in, but let's see how they deal with these Blue Flame Hellions.
They don't. They actually get fried very quickly and do not accomplish anything, unfortunately, for Tristan.
Wow. As in the words of Dustin Browder, rock beats scissors. So it looks like Mantra now has successfully managed to take out the third base. I liked that play. Had the Zealots distract at the third while the Colossi picked at the second. Excellent.
And now, nice play from Tristan. Not sure where he made that happen, but he managed to supply block the Terran player. Now
Blue Flame
Hellions are being fried.
Snip, the 6-pack's falling so rapidly, but the double point defense drone.
Oh, wow. Effectively neutralizing all of those stalker shots, enabling the Vikings to get in a quick snipe onto one of those Colossus.
And now it looks like Mantra on the retreat, and suddenly Jimbo is the one advancing forward to this back expansion. A nice feedback brings the Ghost down to a mere 18 life.
Oh, +1.
+1.
And now out here we have a few Vikings at the natural because Jimbo can.
Jimbo is continuing to just send a stream of Hellions, Thors, has cut the Viking production, has to get back to mining sometime soon. We can also see that there's 10 workers killed for Mantra, a.k.a. Tristan, a.k.a. the only hope of Palantir. The festive pink bear hope. It's moving forward through the middle of the map. Those point defense drones are still there doing their job. Now it looks like another snip at the Zelmar watchtower.
Oh man, there are snips happening everywhere. Tristan, the duck defender, moving in now, fighting a few of those Hellions. Man, Zealots destroy Hellions in small numbers.
That's a true...
Especially with charge.
That's a true thing to note. As much as I love to joke about things like, oh yeah, you can't kill a single Hellion with Zealots, it is true that it always depends on the number. Hellions are much better than Zealots in large numbers, but in those small numbers that Tristan keeps sending, the Hellions have a lot of trouble.
And this is going to keep Jimbo ready with his scissors out to snip all of the soda can duck killers, and he's now moving his army down to thwart yet another attack. And you can bet he's going to be hunting for that pylon.
There's the third base. The fourth base landed right now for Jimbo, but Jimbo is really having a hard time getting that expansion up. 18 workers killed right now between all those pushes. And Tristan now taking a fourth base, and of course, with the age-old mantra, when behind, where is it? When behind, Dark Shrine.
Always. And now, oh man, the Raven doesn't have enough energy to land additional defense drones. There are so many Thors.
Some huge feedbacks managed to land down the blink ahead. More enormous feedbacks ripping the life right out of the breasts of those Jimbo Thors, but it looks like the army is far too big. Thors are really good, Rob.
Thors are very good. Also, the timing that Jimbo decided to land those Vikings was spot on. It actually made a
yes.
few of the Immortals attack them, thus forcing Mantra to lose that battle.
I mean, honestly, Tristan's really glad he built this Dark Shrine. And he planned to be behind at this moment in the game. And at this point, Mantra is in kind of a dicey spot. He has only 9 gateways. At this point, we see 66 probes. He's not really going to be building that many more probes. He's already constructed most of his infrastructure. He really needs closer to 13 to 15 gateways, especially if he's on base number 4. But oh no. Oh no!
The horror as Hellion number 57 gets in there for Jimbo and slays its first probe.
Jimbo has established control of that 4th base, has a fairly large army, but needs to get some auto repair out there. But Jimbo just can't manage to get the SCV count high enough.
Yeah, he has actually been consistently having a lot of trouble keeping up that SCV's count, that multiple count for SCVs, because they keep getting their feet caught in the duck killers, Sean.
Looks like Mantra answering his behind position by sending out. Looks like, oh, can the DTs pick off this one Thor?
Oh, does he see it?
He's stuck.
He's thinking about it. He's not
Considering
sure.
he's been surrounded right now.
Actually, that...
Oh, there it is. There it is. Oh, Tristan ripping apart SCVs. Above, below, left, right. Tristan trying to find... Oh, a nice EMP manages to reveal the location of that ghost. Can he get ghost number 2?
Oh man, getting in there to eliminate the Dark Templar threat, but how has it been happening at the 3rd? Is it destroyed just about all of them?
13 SCVs, Instructor DT. There's the scan picking it off, but Instructor DT is a master.
Wow.
Can he manage to get to Metamorph? Oh, that's Zerg. He's an Executor, gets killed off.
Just as he reached his final career goal, so he could die happy.
And now it looks like Tristan en route to +3. His attack upgrade is resting haughtily at 2. And now it looks like Jimbo also has 3-0 upgrades of his own, is getting that planetary fortress up and running, but in that workers killed count, wow, 39 workers killed, only 34 remain for the Google Terran.
And now we see that Jimbo actually hasn't been adding on additional static detection. So that means that these DTs can still climb their way back into carrying Tristan in the first place.
It looks like a first place of 2, always a good place to be, and even if you lose, don't worry, you still made the top 3. Looks like Jimbo is advancing with this Banshee. Where did that Banshee come from?
The top somewhere, and it made it around, and it's forced to cloak with after only getting 3 kills.
That's still always a good position to be in when the Protoss player is feeling like he needs to be defensive at all points in time. This left flank is also a little bit vulnerable to that air, and it looks like a single Hellion advancing forward.
Oh, wow.
Does he not even know about this expansion yet?
Whoa.
Oh, Jimbo, a little bit behind on the scouting times. He runs into some cannons.
Oh, man. Fortunately, Tristan is a clairvoyant and a scholar with that cannon placement. And now, man, that is a lot of Zealots and Archons.
Now, at this point in time, I'm looking at the clock, and your flight is really soon. And at this point, neither player is really moving out to do any sort of play at this point in time. Jimbo trying to replenish his SCV count has a lot of gas, very uncommon for this stage in the game. But of course, when you have lost 39 SCVs, what else can you do?
Build more command centers.
No doubt that's what Marine King Prime does. I don't want to have any mining minerals. I want another mule.
Why do I need SCVs when I can get mules, man?
And I'm like, why is your voice so gruff, Marine King Prime? You look like an angel. There's the scan spotting the huge army that Mantra has, but these Zealots, I almost feel like they were emergency Zealots. The, oh my goodness, I'm behind, I have to build something in case he attacks now, and suddenly you don't really want that many Zealots in your army anymore. You want more like the Stalkers or some sort of Immortal or Archon. I mean, the Zealots fall so rapidly to EMP and Hellion.
Yeah, and though you can see just exactly what's going to happen also on a large scale. That single Zealot gets in there, but because Hellions do splash damage, even if there's a ton of them, the Hellions will kill them all the same.
That is a true fact. Mantra now picks off that one Hellion, and oh, it's the time for the mothership!
Ooh. I love me some Mama Ship.
That is...
Do you love the Mama Ship?
Looks like the Thor count continues to increase for Jimbo as he just goes Ghost, Hellion, Thor, Raven. Or as Artosis calls it, if he builds one of every unit, how can you counter him?
You can't, because he built the one of everything.
I know, there is no counter to that. You just have to build one of everything too and pray. Looks like the DT is advancing forward. Will it be able to spot this expansion?
Oh, you bet it will.
It does see it. What does he go for? It looks like the building refinery is the answer. No, the SCV takes it out.
Oh, yes. And now, once again, we have that Banshee continuing its harassment as Tristan places a cannon to scan it.
Detect! Detect! It looks like he's going to try to get some detection up. Oh, the Banshee moved down there. Damn it. Looks like the one DT from Mantra does get scanned and spotted, and now the map being dotted with more planetary fortresses, more turrets.
Oh man, Tristan says, darn it, I didn't have enough observers to detect that Banshee, so I will add 2 additional robotics facilities.
Oh my gosh, that is... Wow! It looks like the mass Colossus force is coming up. Tristan's going to start sacrificing zealots, moving them to the south side to try to exchange that food for more Colossi. He's now advancing forward, but it looks like... Oh, the reinforcements from the back. Hellions roasting the blink onto the Hellions. The zealots do not manage to kill a planetary fortress. Landed Vikings and landed Hellions kill off the also landed Stalkers. Uh-oh. Tristan now moving in for an attack down at the 4th base of Jimbo. Oh, this base is wide open. Oh, the Thor's now trying to move in. Many a feedback are coming.
Oh, yes, indeed. That is so many High Templar getting
oh,
the feedbacks.
The
Absolutely
EMPs!
Massive play, but the EMPs land, so no feedbacks happen.
God, that was one-sided. The Immortals doing their crab walk of shame out of the battle. Tristan tries to recoup, step back into the fray, but what do you do when you have no shields and your Templar are empty husks of people lying dead and dying and turning into vapor?
Run away, but
Tristan
doesn't want to do that.
He runs away, and EMP continues to land. Oh my God, the ghost EMPs were incredible.
It's a really nice snipe onto that last.
Oh, the Banshee killed off the expansion and finally ran out of cloak. Oh no! Oh, this is not looking good for Tristan.
Oh,
you know what I would probably do at this point?
Win. DTs. More
DTs. I would actually probably lose at this point, Rob. More specifically, but DTs. Oh, indeed, DTs are the choice of Mantra. Down on this bottom base. Ooh, it does have a missile turret, but maybe if he kills that off, he can build more DTs.
Oh, yes, he can, and that will mean that there's... Oh, no, he's in the scan. Will he be able to run away, splitting them very wisely, and now the scan still hasn't finished, and oh, one of the DTs goes down as that Thor Viking Ghost Hellion army pushes... into the fort.
No. Oh, and a Zealot being warped in. Now it looks like the Archon Stalker Zealot force is all that stands in the way of this expansion. Dying, and there it falls. Oh, the tears. I can feel them streaming down the face of Tristan.
All of the Palantirs are just streaming.
Oh my God, the Palantirs are many. The pink Palantir. In a terrible situation, Tristan does manage to survive. But it looks like, oh no, the Hellions, oh, they're lined up. Oh no, Rob, will the money shot go down?
Whoa,
oh,
wow, the Stalkers get under to save it. Will they be able to get
off
the last
what is happening? Oh no, we managed to get a good shot down on those Hellions. And it looks like 40 workers killed.
Oh,
a blink forward from Tristan does allow him to murder the Raven of Jimbo. And this one lone expansion in the top right, this isolated... orphaned expansion is all that Tristan has, but it looks like a couple of Thors get caught off guard.
Oh, yes, and he catches them out in the center of the map, focusing them down with all of his Stalkers and his Archon. The Archon falls, but never fear, he has more stuff.
And it looks like the stuff of Tristan in a little bit of a retreat path. The ghosts are so key. Keeping that army together is what Jimbo needs, and he's going to continue to mech to try to send his opponent to hell. Now Mantra trying to move down to that bottom right side, try to pick off that expansion yet again, and right now he has little long-range mining caravan probes, unable to establish a home.
Oh man, unfortunately they turned around right as that Nexus finished, but now we see this small
what are the
expedition
mules
of Protoss
doing there?
forces. They were running to fight or something, and now...
Oh no, oh he needs to kill off that missile turret, therefore he can Dark Templar.
There's actually... There's nothing there to repair that.
There's nothing there to repair, and he takes down the expansion, helping to put himself back into this game a little bit.
Oh, yes, indeed. And now he gets down there and takes down a free base, and I believe that Jimbo has been quickly mining out lots of things. Oh, will he find the base?
No, he blinks. There's that cannon that was built there earlier. He does manage to slide right on by. Can he get some probe kills? One Hellion falls. Will Hellion 2 go down? And it looks like the answer is yes, but one Hellion is there, and he can two-shot those probes now.
Oh, but not if you don't let him get off 2 shots.
A thin defense by the Palantir Protoss.
Palin top tier Protoss, man. Tristan is the cream of the crop.
Looks like Mantra now running low on minerals at his 3rd base. The 4th and this awkward 5th are all that he has, but in the same vein, looks like another Dark Templar going down to harass Jimbo, looking fairly low on the minerals, but amazingly, that Natural is under such heavy fire, Rob, that he has a surprising amount of resources there.
It's amazing how long minerals last when they are unmined for a large portion of the game.
Yeah. Looks like the scan manages to take down the DT. More DTs coming out for Mantra. He's realizing that the spread is a little too thin on the expos of Jimbo.
Yeah, Jimbo has been forced into an awkwardly defensive position as he lost that 5th base, that planetary fortress that was down there, and now Tristan has a very perfect opportunity to mass up and possibly push through before Jimbo is able to amass.
I can't believe it, but someone in chat was criticizing Mantra for having too much Chrono Boost energy. I guess he could work on that. If only he had money.
Right, when you don't have money to build things, it's hard to use all of that energy efficiently. And now Jimbo's out here. I think we need to see Jimbo expand. Oh my gosh, as a matter of fact, he is doing it. That looks like an orbital command.
Orbital command moving forward. The missile turret is going down. At this point in time, it's 9:41 p.m. When is your flight, Rob?
Soon.
Soon, very soon? Okay, well, don't worry. We're 20 minutes from LAX, where I live. Hopefully, we'll get there. It looks like Mantra now moving forward to the expansion, but at the same time, Jimbo is starting to conquer that right side of the map.
Yes, indeed. Now, Jimbo, I guess he decided that moving that far meant that it must be secure.
He moved down there, and a single Phoenix! Oh no, it spots the missile turret. Will it spot the expansion, or will it die?
Oh, well, fortunately, if it just sits there long enough, he'll be good to go.
Will
he see the SCVs?
Looks like he does manage to spot it, but meanwhile in the middle, Jimbo moving forward. He has a lot of ghosts. Oh, Tristan's going to have to hit this angle perfectly.
As long as his units are sufficiently spread out, Tristan's got a very good shot at taking this battle. He doesn't have too many stalkers out there, so those ravens aren't going to do too much to him. And now the battle has
EMPs, some huge EMPs eliminate all the shields on the army. That's exactly what Jimbo needed. There's a Templar feedback to help rip the life out of those Thors, and amazingly, I think Jimbo broke the front as a bandsaw goes off outside my house.
Just as Jimbo's army sawed right through all of Tristan's stuff. Now, we see that Jimbo is starting to move over to the right side of the map, and this is actually fortunate for Tristan because he just needs to get more units. At this point, Jimbo could potentially just push into the main.
Oh, it looks like there's the backup reinforcement from Mantra. Now Jimbo continued to push forward. A lot of units streaming across the middle of the map. He needs to get those ghosts into a nice spot. And it looks like DTs are getting morphed in. He needs to EMP or scan or do anything. He looks like he gets a bunch of nice EMPs down, but the DTs do too much damage. And it looks like Jimbo's force is cleaned up by inches. Oh, SCV's there.
Oh, wow. Jimbo still has stuff over there now.
Wow.
Those ghosts don't do much damage at all to Immortals, but fortunately Tristan is able to warp in some more Stalkers and chase down those ghosts.
Oh, that's an expensive loss right there for Jimbo. And the units lost tab, the figures are staggering. Each player has lost more than the average income of an American in a year in this game. And it looks like that Phoenix has spotted that expansion. Tristan now knows where he needs to target.
Oh, yes, and he is starting to move what little forces he has across the map. Now, Jimbo continues to mass out his Thors. Man, if anything has happened this game, Tristan has learned what will not work against Thors so far.
And it looks like, oh, a nice scan reveals the DTs, but a single Thor was picked off. Another nice feedback. Oh, Thors, where are you going?
Straight to hell, Sean.
Straight to Thor hell, Rob. Mantra now moving forward. Gonna try to put a little bit of pressure back on the orbital command. It's not a planetary fortress. Hellions, they try to burn the Immortal, but Tristan of the target firing village will continue to just whack away at that one orbital command. The Thors arrive. Oh no!
Whoa, that's actually enough stuff to stop Tristan's assault, but Tristan is bringing in additional units as well. Can 2 Immortals and 1 Archon sway the tide in his favor? No, not looking like he's going to throw those to the Thors.
Looks like Mantra continues to add on Zealots, Archons, a variety of all the things. And Jimbo continues to have amazingly some money at that natural expansion while still churning out this Hellion-Thor mixture. The map is so big and these units are so slow, it's hard for Jimbo to get that sort of aggressive positioning up that he needs. He manages to pick off the Archon, but he loses 1 Thor. Will he lose 2? The Immortal's doing 65 damage per shot. Youch.
That is a lot of damage to be doing to those Thors, but that's exactly what Tristan needs. We need to see more Immortals out of Tristan.
Oh, Tristan. Will he continue the Immortal production? He's getting Colossi. It looks like he's realizing that he's starting to get a little bit more of a stable economy with these 2 expansions, but a couple of Hellions could ruin his day.
Although we see that Jimbo just hasn't been adding on too many more Hellions to his army. He is sticking with them Thors and Ghosts.
Yeah, in the unit station we see there's only 7 Hellions. There's a lot more of those workers on the Tristan side. If we go to that income tab, we see that it's greatly in favor of pink. That's Tristan.
Yeah, that's a lot of income.
Now it looks like the single stalker at the back will get picked off as well, and Jimbo continues to struggle to defend that bottom right base. And it looks like an orbital command stepping into the battle.
It's going to get out to the center of the map and sit. And now he can actually see the shimmer of the Dark Templar. That was the strategy all along.
Uh-oh.
Tristan sticking true to making Dark Templar when he needs to come back.
When behind, Dark Shrine. It looks like he steps forward. Will he try to target fire the missile turret? And it looks like, whoopsie. No! He manages to escape through the shrubbery! Through the shrubbery! He escapes. And it looks like, oh no! A DT at the 5th!
Oh, yes, and it is climbing up on the kill scale. It was a Disciple, but it has just been brought up to a Mentor.
Let's see, he's going to get 9 kills.
Is he going to be promoted? Is he going to be promoted, John?
Let's see, he's always at 9.
Oh, man, and the SCVs are coming back. They want to teach this Dark
They want him to level up. Here it comes. He's an instructor. He is doing the slicing and the dicing.
Oh, man, he scans, and the Blue Flame Hellions come in to clean up the rest of what remains of its body after being burned.
And look at the robo-heavy army from Tristan. 5 Immortals, 3 Colossi, and many more Colossi on the way.
And, man, this is exactly what he needs. He needs more Immortals out there. Now, fortunately for Mantra at this point, we actually see just about no income out of Jimbo. So that means that as long as Tristan is building units, he'll win this war of attrition.
That is, I mean, really, Jimbo is in a great spot as long as he just doesn't get attacked for a little while. He has so many orbital commands. He's a little bit low on the food count, but I mean, easily if he can catch on up, he will be in a great position to win another one of those decisive battles. He only struggles if Tristan decides to move out and do a final push.
Oh, and that's exactly what Tristan needs to do, because you don't want your opponent to come back in the game. As much as he enjoys being behind and using Dark Shrines to pull back ahead, once you're ahead, it's still your job to win.
Oh, that is true. Jimbo at 3-2 upgrades, getting Seeker Missile, an interesting decision. Now keep in mind, Seeker Missile has the largest blast radius of anything in the game. If he lands 2 of those on top of this Colossus heavy army, he will pretty much obliterate everything underneath. Mantra continuing to harass, continuing to put that pressure on. It's half food versus max food. Oh my gosh.
There are so many things.
Did Tristan do it?
We'll find out real soon. He's got so many things on the field. I just don't know what Jimbo is going to be able to do to Limbo out of this one.
He'd stopped making Vikings. He went into the Ravens, and I think he may have just missed that whole army moving out. A single Thor is there. But he will be sorely missed. As it looks like we see a couple of hairdryers pop out of his remains. And now Jimbo tries to lift, but the massacre begins. Another Dark Templar just in case. And 98 workers killed. Can he get to the triple digits?
Oh man, he is going to be going for that centennial mark.
The centennial slaughter. Oh no, oh no! The Blue Flame Hellions are in the push, and now the ghosts are there. Jimbo with the Ravens and their secret missiles in the army supply tab. We see Tristan nearly doubling. This is a huge force. A single Thor gets eliminated. Can he break 100? We're going to find out soon enough. There's some nice EMPs removing all that shield. And where's that Hunter Seeker missile? Boom! Almost removes the shields.
Just about, and now that first Thor that fell may very well have been the Jenga piece that topples Jimbo's tower.
Oh, Jimbo down to 29 food. Palantir! Palantir, oh, Mantra with expansions peppering the map, has virtually no units. No, that's not what I meant to say. He has a lot of units. Look how many units he has. I couldn't be more wrong with what I just said. He has so much stuff. And Jimbo, what does he have? He has a mere 15 workers in the supply tab. It's mostly pink. And will he be 103 workers?
Oh, well, and it's looking like this could very well be the end of it. And Tristan passes the 100 mark, fortunately enough for him. And now we actually see Jimbo, what can you do, Jimbo?
He's running, and the hairdryer emerges and goes into the pit of death. Oh, there it fell off the cliff. And in the meantime, the orbital commands are trying to play musical bases, but just don't have anywhere to land. The Vikings are going to come to shoot their own orbital command down. No, they land. Ghosts on the high ground. Jimbo giving everything he has, because if he loses this game, Google will be eliminated in top 16 place.
Oh, man, and that would still be a feat in and of itself, but it's looking like absolutely Tristan's going to be moving in here for the killing blow, even bringing 3 probes.
Oh my god, will the Manor Nexus go down? It's a good game! Oh my gosh, Palantir has done it, eliminating Google with a 3-2 victory and a narrow and incredibly long 50-minute game. Rob, let's start heading to the airport right now, ladies and gentlemen. This has been the After Hours Gaming League. For all your AHGL action, go to afterhoursgaming.tv. For now, it's music and driving. Cheers!